Hello, this tutorial is for an easy baby beanie hat. It can be done in any colour. I'm using a double knitting yarn and a 5mm hook. Going to start with a 5 chain, so we need to make a slip knot onto the hook and then 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we join to a slip with a slip stitch to form a ring. Into the ring we're going to work 12 double crochets, so the first stitch will be a 3 chain, which counts as the first double, followed by another 11 into the same circle. There's 1, 2. In case you're unsure on the double crochet, it's yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 2 more stitches. So we've got 12 stitches, including the first 3 chain, which counts as the first double crochet. We then join with a slip stitch into the top of the 3 chain that we started with. Row 2, we're just going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch. So again we start with a 3 chain and a double into that same stitch, and then working all the way around we're going to work 2 double crochets into each stitch. At the end of this round we'll have 24 stitches. Again we're going to join with a slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the starting stitch. The next row we're going to work 3 chain into the next stitch. We're going to work 2 double crochets. The following stitch is 1 double crochet. The next stitch 2 double crochets, followed by 1 double crochet. I'm going to work in the same way all the way around, working alternate 2 doubles and 1 double into the next, 2 doubles into the following, and 1 double into the next stitch. So if you carry on in the same way all the way around, 2 doubles, 1 double, 2 doubles, 1 double, and so on, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. As we come round to the final stitch, we'll work another double into the first stitch and then join with a slip stitch into the third chain. This will give you now 36 stitches. That's completed the crown of the hat. So on the next row we're going to work into the back loop where we've got 2 loops here, the front loop, the back loop. We're just working into the back loop. So the first stitch, if we just slip stitch into that stitch and work 3 chain, which is going to count as the first double, and then we're going to work 1 double into the back loop of each stitch from the previous round. So it's just into the back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over into the back loop, pick up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. We're going to carry on in the same way all the way around. Working 1 double crochet into each of the back loops, and again I'll meet you at the end of the round. As we reach the end of the round, we're going to do 1 double into the last stitch working through the back loop, and then join with a slip stitch into the third chain of the first stitch. Each of the next rows now are going to be exactly the same. You'll have 36 stitches on each row, so we start each one with the 3 chains to count as the first double, and 1 double in each stitch, not working through the back loops. We're actually going right through the whole of the top of the stitch. If you want it to work a hat that comes out a little bit bigger, you can adjust the hook size and go up a hook size and use an Aran thickness of yarn. This particular hat states on the pattern that it's a first size hat, which would normally fit up to about 3 months, because there is quite a bit of stretch to the hat. I've just stayed with one colour, but if you wanted to, you could add in different colours for each of the rounds if you wanted to make a stripy hat, or add in a block of maybe 2 rows in a contrast colour. It lends itself to any sort of colour theme. And just carry on in the same way all the way around, and as always we're going to join with a slip stitch into the third chain of the starting stitch. So the next row, again 3 chain and 1 double crochet into each stitch. When you've worked a total of 9 rows from the beginning, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we're going to again finish off by slip stitching into the third of the 3 chain in the start stitch. So that's the basic hat. I'm now going to show 2 options for finishing off the hat. One is to do a back loop double into each stitch on the next row, which will give an extra little ridge, or you could do a little shell in every other stitch. I'll show you the back loop stitch first. So I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch and then yarn over, pull the hook in front of the stitch and catch up a loop and pull it through, and then pull through all 3. So we're doing a back loop, a back post half double. So yarn over, in front of the stitch, pick up a loop, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3. In front of the stitch there, pull up the loop, oops, yarn over and pull through all 3. I'll just do a few more so that you can see the effect that you get from this stitch. I very often use this if I make a hat for a baby boy, because it's not too fancy. So you can see there that you end up with a little ridge. If you wanted to do the shell, we would do that in alternate stitches. So we'll do one in this first stitch. So through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 for a single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, which is a half double, followed by a double, which is yarn over, pull up a loop, through 2, yarn over, through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, through all 3, and then into the next stitch you would just do a single crochet, and then into the following one we would do the same again, which is a half double, a double and a half double, followed by a single into the next stitch, 1 half double, 1 double, 1 half double, all into the same stitch, and then just a single crochet into the next one, which just gives a little shell edge, which is nice for a little girl's hat. On these hats, I sometimes embellish them with a fancy button, or you could add roses, the little satin roses. You could crochet a heart and attach it with a bead, like I've done on this one. This one's got the little ridged edge, and then a crocheted heart with a little heart button just to fasten it off. But you can literally do anything at all with these hats. Nice easy, a nice easy hat to work, and then just embellish it to suit or to match up with a cardigan or little shoes that you've made. So there we have the beanie hat. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.